little bit. Okay, so now we've got our big dream. We're moving towards it, stripping away limitations. We got to make sure that we sort of keep on the path. So control your mind, control your life. What we think is what we do. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you guys, not actually show you, you're going to participate in an exercise. And if you guys know what this is, don't say it. As I hand these out, they're going to make a lot of noise, so please just leave them right where I put them. You're being tested on a number of fronts. I think I just got to do it this way. But if you guys can follow along for just a few minutes, you're going to experience something which I think might be one of the coolest things you ever experience in your life. And no, I'm not trying to put a limitation on your experiences. Yeah, Charlie, you did it last year? There you go. Just bear with me here for a second, guys. All right, so what we're going to do now, go ahead and change the slider. We're going to do an exercise in imagery. So before we talked about imagery as it relates to skiers and golfers, right? People in business, people who dream, seeing what they want. So now we're going to prove how powerful imagery actually is. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold your string up here by the end, right? You're going to go ahead and let your hand kind of hang this way so the wrist is kind of parallel to the ground. Go ahead and put your elbow on the table. Make sure the weight is hovered just above the table. Okay, now it's really important that everyone stays focused here. So let's not try and giggle and act out and disrupt the focus of the other people in the room. So what I want you to do, start with the string and the weight nice and passive, just hanging. Now focus all of your attention on the weight. And what I want you to do, in your mind's eye, I want you to create a mental picture, as vivid as possible, of this weight swinging like a pendulum towards you and away from you. Make the picture crystal clear. Picture the weight really moving. Faster and wider, faster and wider. With each pass, let the weight swing on a bigger and bigger arc. Okay, now what I want you to do is imagine the weight slowing down and then swinging in a pendulum fashion, this time side to side, left to right. Okay, now we're going to change our picture to a big, wide, clockwise circle. Start with the circle remaining tight and small, and then quickly change it to a circle that's swinging wider and faster, wider and faster. Challenge yourself with your image. Perhaps picture a ride in a carnival that swings in a circular fashion. Really get the weight moving. All right, and we can all stop. Guys, who was able to get the weight to move, to follow the picture? A lot of you. Anybody surprised by that? Yeah? What do you think is going on here? Are we, is this Jedi training?
Yes.
Yeah?
Can I start throwing tables across the room?
I don't know, maybe you can. So let's talk about what actually happened here. Let's talk about what happened. So you created a picture and the weight moved, how did the weight move? Okay.
Fashion.
Well, not if you were here last week. All right. Let's let some new folks go ahead and answer. Why did the weight move, guys? Wait.
You wanted it to move, so you watched it, you imagined it moving, and so your hand sort of moved with your thoughts.
Yeah, so the weight moved because your hand moved. That's obvious. It's not telekinesis. So, hang on a second, guys. So, were you trying to move your hand? Were you aware of moving your hand? No. No. So all you did is you saw the picture, and then you got the reality of that picture. So basically the lesson is, as we saw on the previous slide, and this is really important, remember this one forever, what I think is what I do. What I think is what I do. Do you guys believe that now? Based on that little exercise? Yeah? So, if what you think is what you do, don't you think you should be careful about what you think about in choosing your thoughts? Because your thoughts, they shape your actions. And your actions become what? Your reality. Whether it's on the golf course or not. So, thoughts turn to feelings, feelings turn to actions, actions they become results. So let's say we're talking about something very minuscule in life. Let's say I have an itch, right? Itch on my head. I think to myself, I have an itch. How does it make me feel? I don't like it. What do? I scratch it. All day long these things are happening. We're reacting to our thoughts based on our environment. So one thing we like to say is that if we think positively, whether it be golf or somewhere else, that makes us feel good. And when you feel good, you're going to play well, or you're going to live well. Conversely, if you think negatively, you're going to feel bad, and if you feel bad, you're probably going to play poorly or live poorly. So tell me this. Who has been over a shot on the golf course where you just knew you were going to crush it? Yeah.
Half the time
Yeah.
when you think you're going to crush it, you swing way too hard and absolutely will.
You just knew you were going to crush it, and then you did. Boom. Smash. Exactly what you wanted. Right? Okay, now, who here has been over a shot where you just knew you were going to duff it? Everybody, right?
Yep.
And you did. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Guys? So when you're over this shot that you just know you're going to crush it, or make a putt, or hit a perfect bunker shot or pitch, there's something that's happening there that makes you think to yourself, I like this. This makes me feel good. And because you feel good, guess what happens with your golf swing? Yeah. You make your best swings, right? You make your best swings. When you feel pumped, when you feel excited, you make your best golf swing. So maybe it's where the wind's coming from. Maybe it's the lie you have in the fairway. Maybe it's where the sun is. Maybe you've had success on this hole before. But something is making you feel a certain way, and that feeling is turning into an action that's becoming a result. Conversely, when you just know you're going to stink up the joint, there's something about that situation that's making you feel different. So maybe you got a tree root underneath your foot. You don't like your lie. Maybe the wind is blowing at your back. Maybe the sun is in your eyes. You know, maybe you just had a couple of bad holes and you don't have confidence in your swing. All of a sudden, you're creating a negative mood, which creates a negative feeling. And of course, you're unlocking swings that aren't as successful. So one thing that Coach Gus said today, he said that when we look at your swing, we put on video, your swings don't miraculously change from great swings to lousy swings, great swings to lousy swings. They all look the same. Whether you feel like they do or not, they all look about the same. But of course, your shots, they're not always the same, are they? So if your swing isn't changing a lot from swing to swing to swing, then what is changing? Yeah, your mind. The emotion that's set behind the swing. So when we talked about these Olympic athletes, they're all good. They're all talented. But now, right here, right now, they've got to tumble, flip, jump, stick it in front of the whole world. And what's going to help them unlock all of their talent? How they think and how they feel, whether or not they get pumped. So we always say, people are at their best when they feel their best. You guys believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So who controls thinking? You. What controls how you feel? Your mind. So you control thinking, right? Thinking controls how you feel. How you feel controls how you perform. So can anyone here think of one circumstance where a negative thought on a golf course would help you play better golf? No. 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 A negative thought. Guys, stay with me here, right? Come on. The answer is no, right? A negative thought makes you feel bad. Making you feel bad makes you make lousy swings. How in the world would feeling bad or having a negative thought help you? It would never help you.
When you're angry, you hit the draw.
No, you don't. So this is what we were talking about today, was that we heard a lot of negative chatter. Tons of it. Negative, 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 negative. And what do you guys keep getting? So when Coach Gus is saying that he sees someone in one of our groups rip a drive, rip a 3-wood, pitch it on the green, and drain a 30-footer, all of a sudden they say to themselves, gosh, I'm playing so terrible today. There's no way I can get a low score. They should be saying, here we go. This is great. Let's get fired up. Right? Because if you don't say those things, you're not going to improve your mood. Right? So there was a little study done with a collegiate player who was having a really hard time. World of Talent just wasn't performing to his ability. So what they did, what my friend Chris did, was he gave this player 100 paper clips. And they put them right in their front pocket. And the paper clips were an exercise in what we call awareness. So awareness is paying attention to how we're thinking and starting to become aware of how it's affecting our moods and how it's affecting our performance. So every time this player had a negative thought, he had to take one paper clip from the front pocket and put it in the back pocket. So how long do you think it took this player to get rid of 100 paper clips, have 100 negative thoughts?
3 seconds.
Okay. 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 Guys, if you were in class last week, please don't ruin it for everyone else by just being a wise guy, all right? Okay? 7 holes. 100 negative thoughts in 7 holes, right? There are some people in this class that, based on today's 9-hole round, could probably beat that, right?
Did it last time in Spyglass and won.
Yeah. So what we're going to do tomorrow when you go to Spyglass is you're all getting paper clips. You are. Guys, listen here, please. Guys, please. And you're going to have an exercise in awareness where you start to recognize why you play so bad. Right? Because I know you can all hit great shots. I've seen them. All the coaches have seen them. Guys? But I also see a lot of this and this and this and this. And a lot of it, not all of it, because you guys are learning, a lot of it has to do with the fact that you're just thinking poorly. Right? So we're going to create an exercise in awareness. You guys know who Bruce Lee is? Yeah, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was really big on awareness. So what he would do is every time that he caught himself having a negative thought, he would imagine himself writing that negative thought on a piece of paper, and then he would imagine himself lighting that piece of paper on fire, and that thought would never enter his mind again. This is what mental toughness training is. It's understanding that what we think is what we do. We control what we think, and we understand that whether we are living in the dumps or living up here is entirely our fault. So we get out of this victim's mentality. You know what the victim's mentality is? It's when you blame everyone else for your problems. I can't believe this happened to me. I can't believe that happened to me. Gosh, I got such a bad break. I got such a bad break today. Right? Those things don't exist until we decide they do. When a tour player hits a ball behind a tree, if they're mentally tough, you know what they think to themselves?
What tree?
Any tree. You know what they think to themselves? They think to themselves, if they're mentally tough, they'll say something like this. This is perfect. This couldn't be better, because my ball behind this tree is an opportunity to do something amazing. And when I hook this ball around this tree, land on the green and cozy it up to the hole, this crowd is going to lose it. Bubba Watson. Right? What does the victim say? The person who lives with the victim's mentality. I can't believe I got stuck behind this tree. I can't believe this happened to me. Hey guys, come on.
Guys, there's a 20 push-ups for everybody to keep interacting.
That's going to be a lot of push-ups. Right?
It's gonna be.
A lot of push-ups. But that's what I see you guys doing. I see you guys complaining. I can't believe it. It's all what you're creating. So, we'll move on to the next slide. Hang on a second. What's your question?
But how we would do it is like you hit it back, and the others don't know you. If you had good feelings, they would think that it's relaxing.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, this is perfect. Okay. And this is a perfect example of conditioning. So, Leo said, if you hit a shot that's, first of all, he said bad, and then you walk around like nothing happened or you had good feelings, aren't the people around you going to think that's the best you can do? Right? What's talking there? Your ego. Your ego. It's an ego that's living in fear. So here's the thing. Does anyone in here believe that nothing good or bad ever really happens?
No, it's just a phase.
What's that?
It's just a phase.
Okay. Woody?
I believe it's not good or bad, it's just your opinion.
That's right. It's not good or bad, it's just your opinion. So for example, let's say that you love bright, colorful things, right? And I give you this black shirt. And you say, you know what? I really don't like that shirt. I like bright, colorful things. And then all of a sudden, you give me a big yellow shirt, and I say, you know what? This isn't me. I prefer something that's more black. It's not good or bad. It's just a shirt. Right? I decide, my ego decides what I like and what I don't like. So for example, on the golf course, in fact, that's William Shakespeare, nothing good or bad happens until thinking makes it so, or nothing good or bad happens until I decide if it's good or bad. So good or bad is entirely left to me. So if you're on the first tee, and you hit a tee shot, and it flies off to right, lands in the trees, guess what? It's not bad. It's just over there. And then if you hit out of the trees, and it goes in the trees on the other side, guess what? That's not bad either. It's just over there. Right? And this is really important because we know if I hit the ball in the trees and I think that it's bad,
You're gonna hit it back.
what's going to happen to my mood? It's going to go down. Which is going to do what to my performance on my next shot? Yeah, so you see the cycle, right? That's what we're trying to say here, is that golf, right, we talked about today, golf is this great metaphor for life because golf is all about having a plan, trying your best, and then seeing how well you respond to not getting what you want. Boo-hoo. And guess what else? That's what happens in life. You get up, you got a plan, you see how well you respond to not getting what you want. And the people in this world that feel like victims, they live like victims. Their lives stink, their games stink, everything happens to them. And the other people that see opportunity in the outcomes or results are the people that always seem to be happy with their golf games, with their lives. That's really important. That's what we're trying to do with you guys. It's not just about golf. It's about learning to live in a way that increases the likelihood of you getting what you want more often.